Hello and welcome back to KNF Design. If you're new here, my name is Katie, and I try to bring a wide variety of different craft projects to you. If you ever have a craft project you would like me to show you how to make, or just want to see me try to make it, let me know down below, and I'll try my best to bring that to you. If you like today's craft project, make sure to hit those thumbs up. It really does mean a lot to me, and it helps bring my crafting videos to more crafters like you. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you don't miss out on any of our crafting fun. So with that, let's get crafting. So for today, we have a fun little fairy garden. These are just from Dollar Tree. And then I bought this container from Dollar Tree that I just thought was pretty. It's plastic. And then some stones. You could use other stones, use stones from outside. I just kind of liked the white. And we'll stick those into the stones. But I saw this and I thought it looked like a flower. So I thought, how cool would that be if, one, we could color it. So we use some food coloring. Disregard the expiration date. We will not be eating these, so it should be fine. And some glossy Mod Podge. You could do matte Mod Podge, but I liked the glossy for this technique here. And then taking a Dollar Tree solar light, I'm going to put it in there and then have this little light shine on our fairy garden. And then the stake here, if you didn't know, just make sure you always have this spike, and then it'll just go into the bottom like that. There we go. And then you're supposed to put that back on. But I think since I'm either gonna have, you could either hang this from, like, wrap some twine or something or around here and then hang it from a tree. It's pretty heavy, so I might need to do that. I thought if I could stake this into the grass and then maybe just glue that. It's kind of an odd angle, but maybe try to glue it even like that so it has more surface area. But it's actually not that high either, so kind of depends what you have, how you might attach it. I may spray paint this to match my flower. It just twists off and then just put some tape over the solar panel so you don't spray paint that, and maybe a light here too, and then you can spray paint that. To color a flower here, I'm just going to mix a little bit of a glossy Mod Podge with some food coloring. I kind of want to do a purple flower and mix the two and see how that goes, but I think a red flower might look better with the theme of our little fairy pieces here. So I think I'm gonna make this red just so it's really like boom flower. But then I found this cool glass and I thought, well, if I'm already doing this, maybe I'll do this one purple. This container that has a closed bottom would be easier to do with mine being open. Hopefully I don't spill paint everywhere, but we'll see how that goes. And that's why I'm going to kind of work on this surface here too, in case I'm a little messy. So I'm just going to put some Mod Podge into just a cup of any type, a few drops of food coloring, mix together whatever color you're seeing in your cup. It's going to be a lot lighter once it's finished, just to let you know. Then we'll put it into our container Swoosh it around, make sure you cover all the areas, and then leave it upside down to dry for like an hour, hour and a half, whatever it seems like. Make sure it's not dripping excess paint anymore. And then I'll probably do another parchment paper. Stick it into the oven for about an hour at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's it. So let's get started. And it looks like we don't have any blue, so I guess I can't do the purple. Good, I probably should have wore gloves with this, but that's okay. This one, we'll see how well it goes. There's still some spots that need to be covered. I'm gonna flip it this way now and see if that'll help cover it dripping out the other way. So since I didn't have blue food coloring, I'm adding pink to this one. I didn't add enough, so I'm gonna need to do some more. But that made me think, I wonder what it would look like if I kind of mixed colors. So I might try to do an orange, and then maybe even a yellow at the top. So I already have my red here. So I will mix yellow in with red to make my orange. Not sure how this will go, but we're experimenting. So here are our containers. They look really pretty. It really looks like the glass was kind of colored that way until you get a little bit closer. There were a few mistakes. They're all by me. One was, I don't know if you noticed as I was pouring my Mod Podge, it was kind of chunky. That one I think is starting to get old. And because it was slow going, because it was kind of a chunkier, getting old, Mod Podge, I didn't wait for it to properly drain correctly well, so I have some chunks here, and that's just because my Mod Podge was chunky. I should have let it, you know, slowly made sure everything was covered well. This is the one that has a little bit of that yellow with the red, and you can see the different colors, but my colors were so similar that it's a little bit hard to see it. But it's nice, it's transparent. And because it was so chunky, I didn't wait long to let it drip, so I kept pouring more of my mixture in it. So it took a lot longer than the hour to drip out, and I probably should have let it drip longer. But then this one here was starting to dry out because it was a thinner, so I needed to get this one in the oven. So then I put this one in the oven and didn't let it drip all the way. And then on this one here, I think it's okay. It's kind of a cool effect, but there's a bunch of bubbles in it, and that's because I used my paintbrush to kind of paint those spots that it was missing. There was even some sections where like just a giant chunk of the Mod Podge was pulling away from the glass. So then I went in with my brush and tried to fix it. So there's a few little spots. Sorry, that would be my cats. So there's a few little spots. I don't know if you can see. It's not showing up quite as well, but there's some little spots there. Maybe without my hand you can see it. Yeah, like right there, that there's no color. So that was a spot where the Mod Podge just kind of chunked off. So again, use new Mod Podge, not old chunky stuff. That will make a huge difference. Try to do the rotating method versus with a paintbrush so you don't get all of these little bubbles, unless you're doing an underwater theme, and then those bubbles would be really cool. And then just wait for it to fully drip out so you don't try to cook it and get this like weird chunk. The rest of it looks good, it's just that kind of weird chunk. Well, and then this one random spot that did not get covered. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good. It's on there, like it's not really scratching. And then I also made sure, like specifically on this one, to do the coloring on the inside. That way it'll be a little bit more protected. And then we will hot glue our solar panel on there so it'll light up, and I'm excited to see what that looks like. It's actually from the inside. I don't know how to show you, but you can really see those. There's the yellow, the pink, the starburst colors. Radiant is showing up really well on the inside. In certain lights, it really catches the different colors, which is kind of fun. So maybe play around with that. But yeah, I got my solar light all taped up and ready to be spray painted. I'm just going to use this red. It's not going to be the exact red, but I think it'll be close, and flowers have a lot of different gradients, so I think that'll work out well. So I'm going to go outside and spray paint that, and then we'll be back. So I went and spray painted my little light here, just so it blends in a little bit better. And I was originally going to attach maybe the stick that way so you could stick it into the ground, but it's not very high off the ground, and then the angle is going to be hard to kind of get that to securely glue. So I thought, what if I use some wire, tie it around the lip here, because I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little bit, goes in, so the wire will wrap around there, and then we'll have a hanging wire above, and so that way I can hang it from a tree to look over a little fairy garden. And then I'm just going to hot glue that into place. You could hang this outside like this. I think that'd be really pretty to have a bunch of different colored flower lights like this hanging from trees or just like a wire around your deck. But for this one, I'll do it on my fairy garden. Oh, I forgot to touch a light bulb. It really doesn't matter actually. It might shine better without this actually, but I could just twist it in there if you want. Kind of looks like a firefly with the light bulb being yellow. There's a little fairy garden, and then we'll hang a little light above it. So I'll go take some photos of this at night so you can see it all glowing. Again, just remember if you make this, I made these mistakes, so hopefully you won't. I think it's always easier if you make mistakes to remember not to make them in the future. So hopefully me making these will remind you not to. First, be careful when using brushes. I recommend doing the tilt method. That would work the cleanest so you don't get all these bubbles unless you do like an underwater theme or one of these. And don't use old Mod Podge. And then this one, I think it would be pretty just to put a nice little flower in it. It's kind of hard to show you that way. I'll take some photos and show them. You do see a little bit of that cool color tone, yellow and red, so that's kind of fun to play around with as well. But that would just be a nice, beautiful vase with some simple flowers in it. You could even do your fresh cut flowers every day. Don't drink out of this. It's glue, so I would not run it through dishwashers and things like that. I haven't tested water, so maybe if you did water, maybe doing the outside and filling it with water. But I think it should be okay with water inside of here since it's solidified. Just don't drink it. But we can test and see. I hope you had fun trying these fun coloring techniques and that you'll give it a shot. Even though I made some mistakes, it really turns out beautifully, and I know that yours will turn out great too. This was just found from Dollar Tree. Oh, not Dollar Tree, like a Salvation Army. So that's why I found that. And this was also just kind of an auction sale thing someone was giving away. But it could probably also be found at some type of Salvation Army type. So just look around. Dollar Tree has a bunch of glass too that you could use. So just see what types of glass you could find and make some fun colored glass. I've also done mason jars where I just painted it with acrylic paint and then you sand a little bit to make those like words and stuff shine, show a little bit better. That's a fun technique as well. I don't know where those vases are. I did them for my wedding and then hung them down the aisle with some flowers. But it's in one of those boxes down in my basement that I haven't gone through yet. So I can't show you that because I can't find them. I did try to look for you, but maybe next time. But this is kind of a cool, different technique. I really like this style, and I think I'm going to be doing this a lot more in the future with some different pieces. And now that I know what not to do, it will hopefully turn out better. I hope you had fun watching this fun craft, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.